After Mario Land, could there be a better version for a sequel? Maybe more power-ups or levels? How about that, plus beefed up to fuck graphics? Mario returns with another adventure, now with a new enemy, Wario. Wario has taken over Mario's island and brainwashed the inhabitants into believing he is the enemy. Mario must find 6 gold coins to gain access to his castle where Wario is hiding. Rather than the game being linear, you now have a hub world where you can choose where to go. There are 6 zones to work your way through. There's the tree zone, macro zone, space zone, pumpkin zone, Mario zone, and turtle zone. There is also a shop you can go to get some goodies. And the last area will be Mario's castle. In each stage is a halfway point which will be a bell hanging up on a block. Hit it to ensure this is where you'll return when you die. At the end of each stage are 2 doors, one at the bottom to exit the level, or the one above. Ring the bell and you go to a bonus stage. There are 2 that you'll come across, one with a series of lines leading to 4 different prizes. Strike one of the plungers and a spark will follow the fuse line to one of the items. When the bomb pops, the item will fall down and Mario will collect it. The second is a prize conveyor belt with a grab claw. Press a button to send the claw down to claim your prize. My trick is if you wait for something like the heart to half disappear on the left, then press the button to claim it. There is a level tucked away on the side by the treehouse where you can farm items like lives, items and coins. Each zone will have multiple sub-levels to them and all with different themes. You start off at the mushroom house where it's just a getting used to Mario zone. And you'll notice how the sprites have been beefed up here to look like a NES game. Mario is far bigger than the first game and all the scenery and sprites are larger and far more detailed too. At the bottom of the screen are your remaining lives, coins you have accumulated, which doesn't reset at 100 this time, it carries on up to 1000. I'll explain this one later. Next to that are the amount of enemies you have killed, and at the end is the time remaining for that stage. Throughout the game you'll come across a few different types of enemies and new power-ups to play with. There will be the standard mushroom, a flower which gives you firepower, a carrot which will give you bunny ears. This gives Mario the ability to fly once enough speed has been built up by running then jumping. Holding down the jump button will allow Mario to slowly cruise through the air and float slowly down to the ground. And there's a heart for an extra life, and of course an invincibility star. Once collected you can run into all enemies, which when hit, a number will appear by Mario stating how many enemies have been hit. Make it 5 to get an extra life. Mario can run by holding the B button, and jump by pressing the A button. He can also perform a screw attack by jumping then pressing down and B. This can kill enemies and break through blocks. In the tree zone you'll encounter new enemies such as flying bugs, worker ants and the usual Goombas. In this zone you are making your way up to the top of the tree. As well as traversing outside of the tree, you'll also end up inside where things get sticky. There's sap to wade through and thorns to avoid. Once at the top of the tree, it's time to tackle the boss. This takes place in a nest with an egg, and the crow guarding it isn't very happy. He'll rise to one side of the screen and swoop down to attack. All bosses have a pattern, so learn this to finish them off quickly. Having the bunny ears will make light work of a few of these bosses. 3 hits to the head and he's finished. Once a boss is defeated, a coin will emerge and take its place at the castle door. Travelling up to the hippo, this is the entrance to the space zone. You'll be able to jump into a bubble and float through the stage. I had no interest in working my way through this, so I headed to the top of the screen and stayed there till the end. The next stage is in space on the moon. Here your controls are more floaty. Holding jump will make Mario go higher, and his descent is very slow too. There aren't too many enemies here, just hazard scenery to avoid. Not the easiest of stages to do, as you may struggle to get Mario where you want him. Avoid the stars in the auto-scrolling stage and you come to the boss. Recognise him? It's Tatanga from Mario Land 1. He has two shots that fire forward to you. One straight across and one that follows the floor and explodes. Wait for him to come to you and hit him 3 times. In Macro Zone you are shrunk down to a small size. You'll go underground where there are spikes and lava to deal with, as well as underwater sections. Not too tricky this one. The boss here is the rat that darts across the screen and into some pipes. Standing slightly off centre and waiting is the easiest way to defeat him. Next is Pumpkin Zone. This is kind of like the Ghost House stages from other Mario games. You make your way through ghosts, ghouls and disappearing blocks before you eventually come to the witch. She'll just disappear and reappear either side of the screen. Try to avoid the cauldron lids when they shake, as they will rise and push Mario into the spikes above. Mario Zone is full of clockwork platforms. Some rotate horizontally, some vertically, and some don't move at all. You'll use these to climb higher through the stage. You'll go through a stage of balls, chains and bullet bills, and a Lego style stage. If you manage to get past all this madness, then you'll come to the 3 little pigs. They take it in turns to come at you. Each will take 3 hits to defeat. The first will roll across the screen, and after each hit they get faster. The other 2 will bounce around the screen. Not too difficult if you predict their paths. Only 1 coin remains, and that's in the Turtle Zone. You spend a bit of time in the water here. You'll go through a sunken ship where you'll have sharks and bonefish to avoid. Then into a whale. At least I think that's what it's meant to be. There's plenty of sharp ribs to avoid, as well as fish bones and little divers. The boss here is Paco the Octopus. He'll fire out small octopi that can't be hurt. Your best bet is to move above him and quickly get your 3 hits in. Once all 6 coins are in place, the castle door opens. You can then return to the hub and make your way to the castle. In here you'll make your way through different rooms with big hazards. There's swinging mace, piranha plants and lava pits to avoid. This is all about timing, but it's not too difficult. The final few screens are bouncing balls, which, just like the 3 pigs, is all about watching their movements and timing it right to jump. Once they have been defeated, you'll finally meet Wario. He'll run back and 2 across the screen and stomp the ground, causing Mario to freeze and make the lights fall down each time. Once defeated, it's not over. He'll power up so he can fly. Again, it's not too challenging. Another 3 hits and he runs off to the next room where he'll gain flower power. This is more tricky to avoid, but still not too hard. Once he's had his 3 hits, he turns into a baby and Mario claims his castle back. Once you have enough coins or maxed out your counter, you can go to the shop to exchange them. It's basically a slot machine where you can gamble 30, 50, 200 or 999 of the coins you have collected. The bigger the gamble, the bigger the payoff, but it doesn't always mean you're going to score big on your first try. The music in this game is just perfect. It's light, funky and dark depending on the stage. I even think that it's better than some 16-bit soundtracks I've heard. And when it comes to Game Boy games, this might be one of the best soundtracks on it. And when it's time to deal with the boss, the music is daunting. I remember first hearing this when I was 12, and my adrenaline levels went sky high when I heard it. The sound effects are also top notch. It sounds exactly how a Mario game should. The graphics are spectacular here. Everything is bold and large and with just the right amount of detail to make it stand out. All the sprites are well done, even the ants, which are mostly black. The bosses are big and actually look like they mean business. There's also the bonus of having a save feature. Not just one save, but up to 3. This is no doubt a brilliant Mario game that isn't that hard to beat, but still has a fair challenge to it. There's plenty of secrets to find, whether they may be in hidden rooms or a full level. I really can't fault this game. It looks great, it sounds amazing, and it controls perfect too. And if you have an emulator, you can play the same game but in colour thanks to the DX version.